I've been having some connection issues too.
Okay. All right. Testing, testing. I think we're back. Whew.
Cool.
All right. Uh, did you guys say something that I should needed to hear?
Bliss was just asking if we should light a torch, given that we don't want to draw too much attention to ourselves, but he doesn't think that we all have dark vision.
Yeah, Vapos doesn't, so he's willing to carry a torch.
And I don't think that Akiri or Breath do either.
Nope.
Nope, it's really dark down here.
Yeah, it is.
So I guess it would just be me and Mavra, huh?
And Bella.
And me.
Oh yes, and Bella. All right. Well, Bliss will press to digitate your torch light if you wanna pull out a torch.
Kiri is also gonna scuffle around a little bit for a rock. Actually, she just got a bunch of pretty rocks. She's gonna pull it out and cast light on it.
Casting light on a torch.
The rock. That's your
Okay.
torch.
Your light illuminates this sort of half carved, half natural tunnel entrance. And you can see the stone is rough in places and smooth in others. And to the right, you can see the path. There's some roots or vines that have pushed their way through cracks in the stone and crisscross the tunnel. To the northern path, you can see these eerie footprints in blood. Some of the footprints are large with webbed toes. Others are small, perfectly formed humanoid footprints. And there's a pile of bones right at the front.
Are the humanoid footprints in shoes or naked?
Naked.
Okay.
Can Bella, Mavra, and I see anything further in?
Not really. Your dark vision will be messed up by standing in the light. And also, you would have to probably, due to the angles, if you look over here, you probably can't see until you go inside.
Okay. Well, I suppose the big ones should go. Well, he said he looks like he's about to say big ones, and then he looks looks down at Breath and says, "The tougher ones should go ahead of us."
Works for me.
I'm happy to follow along close behind.
That's probably good because you have the torch and I don't. So, do we want to go down this way with all the footprints?
Probably.
I think so.
All right.
Plus, it looks like there's traps down the other way to me.
As you enter the tunnels, the noisy insects of the swamp above are cut off. And you have this sense that, in contrast to the seething life up above, this is a place of death. And in the light from... Who's carrying the torch?
Vapos is.
In the light from the spell upon the torch, as you progress further down this tunnel, there's more and more blood and more gore and more bones.
You.
You know, this definitely seems like a place where we need to be 100% on our guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
As I'm walking forward, I am going to try and keep a close eye out for anything out of the ordinary. I mean, the ordinary in a charnel pit. But anything that seems like artificially placed, anything that seems like might be trying to conceal something intentionally, anything like that.
What you do notice are these long scratches on the walls. And some of the footprints in the gore are enormous, wide, webbed feet. And there's something very off about these bones. They're all humanoid, so it's not that they are some other creature. They are definitely the bones of humans or elves or dwarves. But there's something strange about them, Bref. They don't look like the remains of a battle.
Based on what Bella said earlier, I'm gonna take a look. Do any of these seem like they've been kind of from the inside?
Yes. The rib cages are broken open like this. There are craniums that look like they've been blown outward from within. And this pile of bones and gore. There's also other tracks that, upon this closer inspection, Bref, you now notice little, not just webbed feet of varying sizes and claw marks on the walls, but also little wriggly trails through the gore. Like something slithered, like many tiny somethings slithered through this charnel pit. Do you want to search the bones?
Oh, you know I do.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation roll. Is anyone going to help him?
I'll help.
Okay, in that case, Bref can give you advantage. And as she's searching, as you're pushing bones and bits of gore aside, Bref.
Got a 29, so
Cool.
we find it.
You hear a voice. Yes. Yes. Holy of holies. Power upon power.
Guys, the shadow's back.
the great
He's being creepy again.
blessings of the Moggod.
Ah, dang. He's happy that we're seeking the blessing.
Thou shalt grow in power and change.
I think we should probably not seek the blessing.
One
Yeah.
that would be foolish. Akiri, you
Yeah.
notice in the light of your spell across Bref's body, the shadows on his body, on his face, are on the wrong side.
Is this something that's prone to happen?
Oh, just with me. Just with me.
Ref has a very special talent of inviting things onto him and into his head that he really shouldn't.
Bref, you feel this pull in your very core, in your blood, pulling you to the east. An urge.
So I'm pretty sure the blessing is to the east. Feels like my blood wants to go that way.
Ew. Although,
Bella,
I say,
roll a d100.
although, Bref, I gotta say, I'm actually kind of okay with him talking because at least we know who he is. Anything else would be a little creeped out. But, like, we know who the shadow is, so I feel like it's kind of split.
I don't mean to intrude on what may well be a private matter, but I don't know what it is that you're referring to on this. I knew that there was some entity that has taken a hold of Bref, but I know almost nothing about it.
Akira's gonna turn to Bref. Like, do you wanna tell him?
Oh, so you're not talking about drugs.
Not this time. Not with this former party member.
When we first began adventuring together, me and Akiri and Mavra and Bella, there were a few others who also traveled with us. And one of them was a tiefling like yourself, Bliss. Went by the name of Equitus. And he had a fairly messed up childhood, I would say it's fair to say. Grew up in a cult worshipping a being called the Shadow. The Shadow postured itself as his father. And, well, let's just say that infatuation can make people do silly things, and to get revenge after he was murdered in the streets of Westhead, I kind of made a teensy little pact with the Shadow to get revenge on the ones who killed him. And it's been kind of following me around ever since.
Almost like he made a deal with him or something. Akira's looking at you, arms crossed, just trying not to facepalm, trying really hard and succeeding mostly.
What you'll find, and I believe we've made mention of this before, but just to drive it home, if there's a curse in the area, Bref will get it. Just
We'll
He
find
will.
it.
or sometimes invite it into his life, as in this case.
Yeah.
Bliss has this there's like a range of emotions. He looks confused, and then kind of sympathetic, and then kind of uncomfortable, and just sort of a little bit more uncomfortable than he already is in this place. But he doesn't necessarily say anything. He just kind of, there's like a flicker of just like almost familiarity hearing Bref's story, but then he just kind of like, okay, I don't really want to pursue this any further, and he just kind of like, oh, that's
So honestly, half our travels together have been trying to remove curses from him.
I see.
And Equitas did it too.
I see. What happened? Oh wait, no, you already said what happened with him. Yeah, you actually said that. Oh wait. Well, I'm sorry for your loss and for being cursed so much. That's terrible.
At this point, it's just... She's very tired.
I am certainly not one to judge a history such as what you described for your friend Equitas. Though if there is anything I can do to assist you in relieving yourself of this entity, I do have some experience escaping from cults.
Well, I'm not sure what exactly the procedure would be. It's quite a powerful being. I'm not being pursued by the cult as far as I know. It's more the being itself is kind of imprinted on me.
You also kind of imprinted on him.
So kind of like a baby duck.
Yeah.
I can certainly see how that would be a problem. But it seems like it is not an imminent one, and we are in the depths of a tomb. So perhaps we should save this conversation for another time.
Bella, you found a thing.
Yeah, gross thing. Neat. Can I make a knowledge history check on the crest looking thing?
Sure. I'll just read that out loud in case the stream can't read it. Bella finds a small silk bag amongst the bones, embroidered with gold thread showing a shield and crossed spears. Inside is a diamond, 2 sapphires, and a jar containing an egg preserved in a greenish liquid.
Well, that's a 29.
Impressive. That is in fact the arms of the what's the word? The crest of a noble family from Westhead.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And with a 29, you know a little bit more than that. It is, in fact, the crest of the Moonling family, but their northern branch. So it's actually the branch of the Moonling family, not from Westhead.
Interesting. Okay. I guess I'll put it in the bag.
They had a holding, tried to form their own city-state up north. And their spears, or lances, the crossed spears, are emblematic of their long history of riding various creatures, their cavalier lineage.
Interesting. All right, I put it in my bag.
do you guys want to do now?
I think there's another exit to the northeast-ish. We want to go that away.
All right. Let's press onward.
Okay. As you are coming up to this intersection, there's an intersection. As you're coming up to it, you hear a croak
Flog.
echoing down the stone passageways. Very difficult to tell exactly what direction it's coming from. You can make a perception roll if you want, but you can see off to the right more old bones. They look older than the gory pile you've just sifted through. From the to the north, you see some sort of dug up, like, moss, dry and dead looking, on the stone there, as well as some more bones. But these bones look as though they've been gnawed upon up to the north. And there's also a sort of a mossy smell mixed with this undertone of something else up to the north. But you do feel this pull, gentle, not demanding, to the east.
So we're not in Geish territory.
No.
Well, the pull in my blood is telling me east, so I kind of want to go north.
I think that makes sense.
Then carry on.
All right. In the light from the torch that Vapos holds, the steady light spell, you see these two holes sort of surrounded by mossy nests, and all of it is covered in this gooey slime that you can see shining in the light. And you kind of step on the edge of it, Breath. So, you know, it's sort of coating the walls and floor.
Point of order, because we might... I don't know if this affects how much we can see. Do we currently have two sources of light? Akiri's rock that she cast light on and Vapos' torch that I lit? Or is it just one?
Oh, I thought Akiri cast light on the torch, so I was just
No,
like
she has
holding
a
the
rock.
glow stick.
Okay, I think it's safe.
Okay.
Then I think it's safe to assume that we have one light source and it's Akiri's rock.
Oh, I thought Vapos held the torch.
Originally, Vapos got a torch that I was going to light, but then Akiri just picked up a rock and cast light on it. So I
Given-
Oh, I
Given-
assumed we were going with two of them.
Given Akiri's role on the battlefield, Vapos would probably still light a torch.
Okay, so we've got both then. We've got two sources of light.
Yeah.
Got it. So the flickering light reveals the gleaming, goo-covered mossy nests and the holes in the ground that they surround.
So in these nests, am I seeing eggs like we saw on the surface?
No.
No,
wonder
it
if
still
this is
doesn't
where
like
they-
this.
I wonder if that's where they sleep. It's like a bedroom.
Possibly. Or something else. Could be a place for them to grow? I don't know.
Well, they're kind of like frogs, right? So I feel like they would probably need water. And that's all very dry, except for all the slimy stuff.
Perhaps, but in any case, I'm not seeing any other way out of here. I think we should go down the other path.
Or maybe we should destroy these while we're here. If we can.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I was thinking that.
All right, that sounds good.
Very well.
Not being a smart man, I'm going to step up to one, and I don't even know if this is going to do anything. I'm just going to take my sword and start swinging, hitting it.
As you whack the pile of dry moss with your sword, there's movement. The hole goes deeper than it first appears, covered over by moss, and there's movement down there below. And Bref, this long tongue shoots out of the hole in the mossy nest. Oh!
Oh no!
It's the long tongue sticks to your sword, wrapping around the crossguard and blade, and tugs. Make a strength saving throw.
You know, we totally could have just been at a curious family by now.
You tied. Bref is now straining, unable to tear the sword away from the tongue, but held in place as it is pulled mightily, straining down this long red, pink, rubbery tongue, like the size of your arm, is wrapped around, touching your hand. Breath. You can feel how sticky and disgusting it is. And then another croak comes from this hole. And
Yeah, so at the
another tongue you sense is imminent.
Also, can we just take a second to recognize the fact that Max rolled 2 20s? That hasn't happened in forever. I think he needs a round of applause.
Vapos, you have the opportunity to do something at this moment. Bref is straining next to you.
Yeah, fist man, cut the tongue with your fist.
Yeah, so I don't have any slashing weapons or anything, but I am going to try to lash out with my fists at the tongue to try to like at least bruise it enough that that whatever creature this is will retract it in pain.
All right, so you're making an attack. Go for it.
Yeah.
Knife hands. Karate chop.
That's only a 10 to hit.
Well, that's not a hit. You're gonna rebound off the rubbery tongue, which goes thwong.
Okay. Do I have time for a second attack as part of the same action?
Oh, sure. Whoa!
Compounded.
Do we have a
Holy
theme
crap.
song for you?
No, we don't, unfortunately.
Damn.
Roll 20 is on something
Oh,
tonight.
man.
There's this sound like, and the tongue retracts, shooting back down into the hole like a taut rope that's been cut, leaving this sticky residue on Bref's hands. there's a chorus of croaking that is coming from down below. And you see this thing starting to emerge from over here.
Oh my god.
Corey, remind me again, what color do we want to avoid?
That color. But
Well,
we'll see.
What do you guys want to do?
run?
That's not what Vapos is gonna do. Vapos is gonna leap into action. He sees this thing coming up and he wants to slam it down while it's still entangled in this nest thing.
Whack-a-mole!
Alright, it hasn't fully emerged, so yeah, sure, you can do that. Anybody can do anything right now.
Yeah, so I'm hearing a chorus of croaking, so there's probably like more stuff that's underneath it that's also trying to get up.
Right.
All right, so yeah, I'm going to come over here and try to like get on top of the nest, and I'm going to slam down, not necessarily with my fist, like I'm going to make a punching motion, but before I actually connect, there's going to be a fist of air that slams into this thing, and I'm going to try to use Fist of Unbroken Air to punch it straight back down.
Go for it.
Make it fall onto its fellows.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a strength saving throw on its part. Okay, so it takes half damage, 13 damage, and it is not knocked away.
Okay. As a reaction, the tongue lashes out to grab Vapos's fist. This long pink rope emerging from some grayish, slimy thing down in the hole. Vapos, your AC is 16.
That is correct.
The long tongue wraps around your wrist and pulls you. Make a strength save.
Okay. Oh no.
Hey,
Vapos
Did
gets
Akiri
pulled
see that?
into the hole.
did Akiri see that?
Yep. You want to do something?
Yeah, but you already declared the result, dang it. I was gonna use my,
You can
seal.
see him still.
Can I do something?
Yeah, you can do something. You can still see him too.
I
He's
wanna
getting...
try-
Vapos, you are getting pulled down into this slimy, slightly acidic hole in the ground by this long rope-like tongue. It's wet.
Okay.
And unpleasantly wet.
Yeah. Normally I'm fine with this feeling. but-
Normally you're fine with wet, but this is wet and sticky. Sorry, Mavra, did you want to do something?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out. So is he pushing him down the hole with his tongue?
He's getting pulled down the hole. This thing is down below you.
Oh, okay. Because I wanted to try to cut his tongue off, but if he has Vapos,
No, I think you can, because Vapos is still up here.
I think that's
okay,
typically
okay. If he's okay, yeah, then I want to try to cut off his tongue with my axe.
Go for it. Make an attack roll. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Have I ever said how much I love Mavra? Because let me tell you,
There's this sound like... I get to make that sound because the baby's not here tonight. And the tongue is chopped cleanly in half. And there's this spurt of black and gray blood as the thing, like, retreats down to the hole, wriggling downward and out of sight. Vapos, as you've been straining, you stumble backward away from the mossy disgustingness. There's bits of dry moss stuck to Vapos' now sticky body. And there's the, it was such a perfect cut, there's still this wrap of long pink tongue around your wrist.
Thank you, Mavra. That was unpleasant, to say the least.
Lewis is seriously considering going back to the card to check on the eggs.
Back to car, please.
I'm gonna keep my axe ready.
Okay.
That's smart.
What do you guys want to do?
Go that way.
The one that Vapos punched, is my sword free? Am I released
Yes.
from the tongue? Okay.
For the moment.
Yeah. Let's back away and just do we have anything that burns? Can we just toss something on fire down there?
We have a torch.
You want to throw the torch down there? Because we should stay away from these holes. They're gross.
Yeah, Vapos is going to set his torch next to, or on the moss to see if it burns. It may not because of the nature of these creatures, so.
The torch smokes and sputters, and the goo seems to be very non-flammable.
Okay.
And it releases this horrible smell like burning urine.
Okay, fire is not going to help us, friends. I apologize. I had hoped that would work.
For the moment, the torch is burning green.
You know, we got a lot of nice jewels up on the surface. Maybe that's the treasure, or more than or enough of what we need, and we can just leave.
You know, honestly, I'm kind of agreeing with Bliss on this one. That's a whole lot of not good down there.
But they're capturing women and taking them from their villages and impregnating them with their creepy eggs and then blowing them up.
We gotta do something.
Okay.
I agree.
Vapos, the spot where you touch the torch is still sputtering and bubbling.
The torch is where it was touching the moss, or the moss is where the torch touched it?
The moss is.
Ah.
Some of it has started to peel back as though burned. Some kind of slow chemical reaction is happening.
Okay. Vapos is going to let's see.
It's still releasing fumes.
Yeah, this may not be enough, but Vapos is going to try it. I would like to use my elemental attunement to expand the area that's being burned and try to get this thing to actually light and have that reaction start to spread.
Oh, that's cool. You're using key for this?
Nope, it's just I don't need to spend key on it. It's basically the elemental monk's version of prestidigitation. So
you're gonna make the torch burn bigger?
Not the torch. I'm trying to expand I'm trying to heat up the area of the moss that's already being burned and trying to see if I can turn that into a chain reaction.
You getting the sense that that's not really, you can't really affect the moss like that, but you could certainly make your torch burn bigger, make it alight fully and toss that on there.
Okay. I will do that then. I've got more torches.
Scratch off a torch.
Yep.
And that will cause this thing to just start releasing clouds of thick, acrid smoke. And there's this from down below. And it looks like this whole thing is setting off some kind of slow, burning, bubbling chemical reaction that's releasing lots of this misty, awful fumes. But it is being destroyed.
All right, I'm going to mark off a second torch and do the same thing to the other nest. I want to double the speed this is happening.
This room is filling up with this cloying, disgusting, burning smoke. Yes, I realize what I just said.
Yeah. So Vapos is going to say, "Let's leave this room. Let's get to another part of the cavern."
Nothing is going to be wanting to come out of those nests anytime soon.
Okay, so nothing's like... Okay, I was worried something might escape.
Nope.
Burn them out. Okay.
Nope.
Then I will once again take the lead.
It's bubbling and melting. Okay, what do you guys want to do now?
This way.
Yep. Next corridor.
Yep.
Alright, you keep going along this same path. And the smell persists. The thick, cloying fog following you down the passage. And there are, over this way, fewer footprints, but more ahead of you, and more slime coating the floor. And in this chamber, there's another set of nests with bones that look as though they've been gnawed.
You got more torches?
Additionally, there's this pile of like stuff over here. Looks like mossy branches and bones.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere near those nests until we set them on fire.
Very well. I do have more torches.
Is that a exit to the south of us? Like, there?
Yes.
Yeah, Vapos will go closer in here to get a little bit of a better look that way.
Before Vapos sets another torch, uses up another torch, I think Bliss will just kind of experiment. Well, Bliss will say, like, I can maybe try to start a fire on the nest itself instead of continuing to waste torches.
You guys are watching, by the way, as Vapos lights a torch, and then he kind of waves his hand over it and magically or monkily coaxes the flame into a blaze and then tosses the torch away.
Or that could happen. Can Max not hear me?
I hear you. I just wanted to describe what Vapos was doing. And you can cast your spell if you wish. Is that what you do?
Well, I thought I was interrupting Vapos doing that.
It's fine if you want to.
Well, he lit the torch. He hasn't tossed it yet.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that he'd thrown it yet. That's why I was saying, before we keep wasting torches, why don't I just try to start a small fire with prestidigitation so we're not just doing that constantly.
I was describing what he had done twice before.
Oh, okay. Well...
Okay, Bliss.
I will come up to the edge of one of these nests and just kind of snap my fingers, and I can only start like a small little fire. So I'm hoping that it spreads once I light it from the edge, or
What spell is this?
This is just prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation on its own isn't really going to work. These aren't flammable, really. It's more that the torch is kind of burning it out. You need some kind of fuel. You can light a torch with prestidigitation.
Would a candle work as opposed to a torch?
A candle?
Yeah.
Possibly. It would be a lot slower.
Okay. I just feel like torches. Well, I guess if we have someone that can cast light, then it doesn't really matter. So, yeah, never mind. I'll let Vapos keep throwing torches into.
Yeah, I'm happy to spend the torches on this. This is it seems like it's a good way to solve this problem. Although there are a lot of these nests. So yeah, I'm gonna burn 3 more torches to knock out all 3 of these nests.
Bliss, you could probably light this pile of branches on fire.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll help by doing that. And I thought those were bones.
And bones.
I'll start throwing those into nests as well.
Okay. Psst. There's another chorus of frantic ribbiting from down below the holes in underneath the nests, and they start releasing these poisonous gases. As the rest of you come up behind, you are either going to have to hold your breath or breathe this in. And it's coating your skin with this disgusting, smoky slime.
Nope. I am leaving the room.
I assumed Akira was just gonna follow Vapos down.
Yeah, we should keep going forward.
It's clear that as these things are being destroyed, that nothing is going to be coming up out of them anytime soon.
Cool. Vapos, since it's getting really smoky in here, Vapos is going to dampen some cloth from the spare sets of clothes, and hold it over his mouth. So he's got the torch in one hand and he's holding a damp mask to his mouth with the other hand.
Okay. So Vapos is going to have an easier time not breathing in this awfulness.
Yeah.
Okay. All of you make... Yes?
Never mind.
Constitution saving throws. Vapos has advantage.
Does not help.
Yikes.
Anyone who got lower than 10, you take 2 acid damage.
Ow.
Okay. Oh, well, I have resistance to acid damage. So perfect.
If you're concentrating on any spells, you will have to make a save.
Akira's concentration.
There's something very odd about those nests. They don't look like they were made by... They look like they look a little bit woven. They don't look like, twisted together bird nests. They look intelligently created.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else here, let's keep moving.
Okay. Breath, in the light coming around the corner there, you can spot down this way these odd-looking greenish vines, bright green. Much like the roots in the passage that you saw earlier, but these are waving slightly, moving as if in an unfelt breeze in the still air, the dank air of these tunnels. They're also quite startlingly green in this area where everything is gray and dead.
Careful, those don't look good. They also look like they're looking for something.
If only we had someone in our group with fire spells.
Oh yeah. Dang it, where's Draco?
Okay, gosh, I mean, what do we want to do about these guys? And I can try and
Chop them up.
yeah, I'm gonna, again, Breath's go-to solution. I'm going to reach out with my sword and hoarsely chop.
Okay. As you do so, Breath, there's a sound like child's laughter in the air. And Breath and Vapos, I assume you're following close behind Vapos, is that right?
Yes, I am.
You're all kind of following along. You feel below your feet, underneath your feet, and all around you, the walls and ceiling seem to start moving, writhing, as these long green tendrils burst forth from the very stone, twisting and feeling for you and curling up over your feet and your ankles. What do you want to do? Akira, you're there too. It's in this little section of hallway. Meanwhile, as if dancing, as if providing the background music for these vines twisting their way out of the ceiling, walls, and floor, is this child's laughter.
Akira casts Spirit Guardians.
Okay. All right. So Akira casts Spirit Guardians. Vapos, what do you want to do?
Vapos is going to try to, let's see.
You have one action. Everybody has one action before these things curl up, overgrow you guys.
Right. How tall is the ceiling?
It's 10 feet up. Actually,
Okay.
more like 8 feet.
Vapos is going to try to very quickly run up the side of the wall and reach his hands out and kind of balance himself so that he's up above the ground and not touching the ground.
As I mentioned,
feet
they
or
are growing out of the walls and ceiling as well.
Oh, they are. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shoot. Can I see an area up ahead where they're not? Can I see there's not anything coming up over this way?
Not at the moment.
All right, then I'm going to try to basically vault over Breath and try to get over here to see if I can get out of it.
All right, go ahead and make an athletics check.
Okay. Would it be athletics or acrobatics?
Actually, it would be acrobatics in this case.
Okay. That's a 15.
That will succeed. So you actually vault You rip out of the little curlers that are worming their way over your body at the moment, and actually make it to the next section of tunnel. So that's your action. Does anybody else want to do an action? Everybody gets one action. As these
Can
are
I just
about
keep
to
swinging
overtake
my
you.
sword? I just want to keep hitting them.
All right, so you keep slashing at the vines. Anybody else?
I think is it only the people that are in the vines or everybody?
Everybody gets an action.
Okay. I think Bliss is going to try to using his acrobatic and dancing sort of skills in his lithe body to try and kind of like just bob and weave and move through the vines without getting ensnared to get to the other side of the Vapos. So like acrobatics?
Sure. You want to acrobatics your way through the whole tunnel?
Yes.
All right, go for it. I'm actually going to ask you to make 2 checks, as there are 2 people surrounded by vines. Wait, what's your speed?
30.
It's actually... You can only get up to here in one action. Because of the thick vines obscuring your way.
Okay. Well,
so you end up there. That's what happens.
Got it. Do my rolls affect anything?
Yes, they do. I'll tell you what that means in a moment. Mavra and Bella, do you guys want to take any actions?
I'll draw my axe and come forward and try to, like, cut them as they're attacking Akiri.
See? She knows what's up.
Alright, you're going to try and slash the vines off of Akiri. Did you want to do anything, Mavra?
Yeah, I think I'll just do... I'll try to do that also. Whatever are near us, I'll try to hack at them with my axe.
Okay. So between the spell and the slashing, Akiri, the vines are beaten back off of you for the moment. And you can see, as your spell affects everything around you, them kind of coming up into, growing into the tunnel and immediately dying. The area effect of that is 15 feet, right?
Yeah, centered on me.
So it's kind of tamping it down in that area and holding it back. Bliss, however, you are in trouble. The vines grow up and over you, forcing their way into your nostrils, into your mouth and your ears. Every inch of you is starting to be covered. You are restrained. You are trapped by the vines, and they are piercing your skin, poking, worming their way into you. This horribly unpleasant, wriggling pain all over your body.
Would like to note that the spirit guardians would affect the square he's in as well.
It would? 5?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, he is just restrained as he managed to, with his 2 acrobatics checks. You got one of them, you failed the other. There are enough vines that you are not slashing or didn't manage to slip away from, that they are growing over you. So you are just restrained, but it's not going to do any damage. They don't force their way into your nostrils, as I described.
Good to know.
Okay. More vines are growing, but they are kind of being held back by Akiri's spell somewhat. You guys can take another action.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab one of my daggers and try to cut these things off so I can get out of here.
I'm gonna try to help Bliss. Pulling the vines off of him, that kind of thing, and trying to assist with his efforts.
Alright, make an acrobatics check. With advantage, Bliss.
$24.
Alright, you're able to worm your way and wriggle your way free, and the rest of you can actually run down the hallway if you so wish, as long as Akiri's spell is being concentrated on.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's time to move on from these.
However, Akiri, the poisonous gas is wafting into your face. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw. You got a 10. So you hold your breath and concentrate on the spell at the same time. Bliss, is Bliss intended to be taking the lead? I know he stepped away just now.
I think he was trying it out.
Yeah, we just had limited space. Vapos would probably be in front of him. I just don't know what the landscape looks like beyond this.
Yeah. I have to reveal that for you. So there's this long, twisting, but empty and dead hallway. There's still this acrid, burning smell in the air, smoky.
I think he's gonna make sure that
Vapos, you can see burn marks instead of claw marks along these walls.
Burn marks. Okay. I think we're getting closer to the true danger here. The nature of the caves is changing.
What does my blood tell me?
It's still pulling you east.
Well, I think we don't really have much choice except to press on and stay on our guard. Watch out for more of those creepy vines.
Agreed. I suppose I'll take the lead now. These corridors are pretty tight.
Vapos. You hear a loud click as you move forward down this twisting hallway.
Cool. That always means good things.
Mm-hmm. And you hear up ahead of you, coming closer. And you see this red light from just around the bend, and then as you step forward, you see the fire rushing, this gout of flame rushing toward you guys. What do you want to do, Vapos?
There is no way we're all getting out of the way of this. So split-second decision. I'm going to try to use create or destroy water, and I'm going to create 20 gallons of water directly in front of me to try to mitigate the fire.
$20 gallons of water.
Yeah, I know it's not a lot. It's not a lot. But it's what I've got. It's not gonna. I know it's not going to eliminate it. It may not even do anything, but that's what I've got.
Does it appear in midair? In an open container?
Alternatively,
or
it falls as rain.
Oh my god, that's the best answer to a flame trap I've ever heard. I summoned rain.
Quite a lot.
I summon rain. Does this cost key?
Nope, it's a Genasi ability. I can use it once per day.
Huh. That's amazing. It falls as rain. We'll say that in a 35-foot cube, extinguishing exposed flames. That's amazing. That's so cool.
It's a cool spell. Don't get to use it that often.
Okay, well, everybody, as the fire snakes down the tunnel, you are going to need to make a reflex saving throw. But the damage will be halved already.
Awesome.
From the
I'm
rain.
assuming that's a
Dexterity,
dex. Okay.
not reflex.
I hate this.
It also destroys all the vines behind you. The flame continues all the way down that tunnel. And it destroys the vines.
Oh.
Burning them back to this singular vine. Alright, so anybody who gets above a 14 is going to have the damage twice. So you will take... So normally it would be 9 because of the rain. But instead, it's going to be 4 if you get a 14 or higher.
It's 4.
The flame trap.
I'm resistant to fire. Can I have that again?
Yep, you're only going to take 2 if you made your save. Which you did.
And I have evasion, so I'm not going to take any.
The scorch marks are left upon the walls.
Look at all y'all not covered in feathers.
However, you hear and see Vapos ahead of you, the flame trap rune building up again on the floor, or on the walls. Actually, it's sort of angled toward you. So you get the sense this is going to get hot again in a second.
Okay, Vapos is just going to shout back, "Let's move, it's activating again." And he's going to rush forward.
Okay.
Would it
Dash
carry-
ahead.
There are a number of things in the chamber ahead,
Oh,
including a small girl.
I'd like to say that when Akiri gets to the flame rune, she casts Dispel Magic on it.
Okay, sure. It'll automatically work. Vapos, you run into this room. You all run into, or maybe you all run into this room until Akiri disables the trap.
Naturally strolls up to it, just like, ah!
An ancient-looking sarcophagus in the middle of the room. There's also a big fat pile of treasure, which isn't that sized. And a number of clay pots and jars all around the room, which also look like they've been here for a very, very long time. Incongruously, there is also a small child, a girl, dressed in red, who, as you run into the room, kind of goes and runs around behind the sarcophagus.
Okay.
Are you all right?
She peeks out with big eyes.
I think Bliss will kind of like slowly approach her and just say, or approach the sarcophagus and say, it's okay, we're not going to hurt you. What's your name?
So Bliss is standing on the other side of the sarcophagus, or is he moving closer to say that?
No, he's on the other side of the sarcophagus for now. He's trying to read her before he starts moving closer.
She looks at you with big eyes.
Can I? Okay. All of this is weird. Everything is weird right now. So Bliss is looking at this girl, and he's trying to get a read on her. Is she scared? Is she actually like? Is she curious? Is she showing like normal human emotion in her face, or does she look not right? Is there something wrong about her? Because Bliss can tell that there should not be a little girl down here that's still alive. That doesn't make any sense. So he's trying to read on her. It's like, is she actually normal, or is there something going on here?
Make an insight roll.
Cool. 20. Dirty 20.
She looks like a frightened little girl. But she's definitely acting weird, and her eyes are a little wider than would be normal.
Careful, guys. We may be dealing with an anime character.
That would be the worst fate of all, because then we'd be playing Exalted. Just kidding. I love Exalted. Anyway,
When you ask her name, she licks her little red lips.
okay. Bliss does not want to get any closer to her at this point, but he will say, are you here by yourself? Are there any other people down here?
You got a 20 on your insight?
Mm-hmm.
She's counting you. She sees that there's 6 of you. She's watching the hallway behind Bella, who is last to enter.
I think Bliss is going to back up and say, I don't think that's a little girl. I think this is a trap. She's counting us, and she's keeping an eye out behind Bella, the hallway behind Bella. I think this is a trap.
I mean, forgive me for saying so, but I'm willing to trust your instincts on this. I'm just not sure how to proceed with that information.
We would also like to make an insight check. Very specifically on that noise.
Okay.
Why do I have high wisdom again?
She keeps like she's dry.
Wow, I'm getting vampire vibes.
She
Vapos
stares back at you, Akiri, as you are trying to figure out what's going on, and make a wisdom saving throw.
All of us?
Nope, just Akiri.
Funny.
Akiri, you felt her looking into your mind, trying to read your thoughts, trying to read your deepest secrets, to know the core of your being. And when you push back mentally, the little girl turns and starts running with her little girl legs this way.
Stop her, stop her, stop her! She tried to read my mind!
As she goes by me, can I make a grapple check? Just try to, like, tackle her down?
She squeaks in pain and fear. Do you still want to do it? Do you still want to go through with that?
Yeah, I'm not trying to hurt her, but I'm trying to restrain her.
Okay. When you do that, make a roll. Make a grapple roll.
It's been so. Is this an athletics or just a strength?
An attack roll, I think.
Oh, okay.
To grab on.
Oh gosh. Okay. Okay, so that would be. So ignore all the extra text that goes along with this. I'm just because it's easier than rolling. I'm not attacking, but my attack roll is 13.
Okay, got it. Yeah. You'll succeed in grabbing on. But then your hand is abruptly ripped off, brushed off, as her thin little arm changes, ripples, the flesh shifting and changing under your grasp, and thickening and turning this bright greenish color. And the little girl squeaks, as I said, in pain, and shifts and changes and begins to grow. And she becomes larger and more horrible in appearance. Spines of bone grow from her back. And she screams and then roars.
I don't believe this is a normal kid. Just gonna throw that out there.
Blood is screaming.
Oh dear.
Well,
Does this, is this similar to the screaming we heard last night?
That sounded like a woman rather than a little girl. Okay, guys. On that scream and transformation, that is where we are going to leave it for this session.
Oh man.
You also hear an answering chorus of cries coming from further down this tunnel
Oh no.
where she was trying to run.
Oh no.
And thank you all very much for playing. This
that was awesome.
titanic, green, slimy, evil-looking creature with spines of bone and claws emerging from its body now stands before you where the little girl once was. Huh?
He's froggerine. Look at him.
Oh, yeah. Okay, guys. Until next time, thank you all very much for playing. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was awesome.
A lot of fun.
Very intense, spooky times.
And some buck wild dice.
Some buck wild dice. I always underestimate how long it's going to take us to get through empty hallways. But, you know.
We're very cautious players.
I guess I have no one to blame but myself for that.
I need a rogue. Next time someone dies, please be a rogue. Please be a rogue. Please. That's in the tagline of this campaign. We need a rogue.
Thank you to Kenny, who was here earlier and chatted it up a bit. Thank you to the man with no screen name for hanging out. Thank you to Jeremy, player of Beref. Thank you to M, player of Akiri. Thank you to Danielle, player of Mavra. Thank you to Kirsten, player of Bella. Thank you to Nico, player of Bliss. I don't know where he had to run off to. But we miss you, buddy. See you next time. Thank you to Corey, player of Vapos. Y'all are awesome.
Thank you, Max. That was a ton of fun.
Cool. And there's a lot going on in this room, so it's going to be fun. Right from the get-go next time. All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks for playing.
Good night, everyone.
I wish we could play for 8 hours more, but it's a work night.
No. Attention span for that. This is not that game. Y'all have a date set up for that already.
Yeah. All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Good night, everyone.